For me, the highlights of the National Convention have been the opportunities to speak with fellow colleagues and peers and practitioners from right around the country, the ability to talk to them and understand their issues and share information, share knowledge, and to access some of the fantastic sessions given by these great speakers. I'm very passionate about tax. I've been involved in tax for about 25 years now. I've been a professional tax trainer for more than 21 years, and I still love the challenge of taking this highly technical material and breaking it down into understandable information. So to explain my role, I'm a tax trainer, so I'm no longer a practitioner, and my role is to explain the tax changes to accountants right across the country. And tax is never ending. The changes are constant, the demands are constant, and we're in a very uncertain environment at the moment. So more than ever, practitioners are relying on people like me to explain the changes and understand the implications for their clients. But often people say to me, how can you be excited about tax? But there's so much to be excited about tax. I regard the CTA designation very highly. It is a recognised brand within the Tax Institute and the tax profession, and I'm very proud to be a chartered tax advisor. The demands on practitioners today are increasingly more difficult. The rate of technological change, the products available, even today the ATO is talking to us about ATO online services, and this is going to be a new way that practitioners will interact with the tax office. So constant demands on them having to keep abreast of it, and for smaller practitioners, some of them really do struggle, and it's something where, how do you keep up to date? You've got to look around, you've got to be aware, you need to know what's right for you and try different systems, but the best thing is to talk to people and get information so you can make the right decisions for your practice. For anyone joining the profession, I would suggest two things. One is access good technical resources. Now, whether that be online, webinars, face-to-face training, attending conferences, having access to good written materials or resources, very, very important. The second thing I would suggest is that they build good networks, and there are so many different ways you can do this. Conferences is the obvious one, but there's an awful lot of opportunity that can be gained by getting involved in the profession and in the Tax Institute. I'm on a number of Tax Institute committees, and as much as I give time and hours and effort to those committees, I've always felt I got much more back in return. And the opportunities it creates by expanding your network and meeting new people, you never know where it's going to lead, and I think that there can be much gain for new people joining our profession to look into some of these committees. National Convention brings together the peak of the tax practitioners in the country, to meet people from right across the country, being able to network with people and being able to communicate and know that the issues that you're going through are the same issues that they're going through at the other end of the country. It's just a great opportunity to bring together peak presenters, great topics, and a great range of people. And of course, the support we get from the Tax Institute staff and the events team is also wonderful. Tax Institute has been a really important part of my career. For many, many years, I have been involved in committees. I've also been involved in consultations. I've represented the Tax Institute at Treasury and ATO consultations, and I've been a regular speaker at events over the years. So for anyone who is thinking of putting their hand up and getting involved, I'd say it's a wonderful opportunity. The Tax Institute has allowed me to technically develop. There are many ways that I keep my technical skills up to date, but information that I get from the Tax Institute is part of that process. But at the same time, they've given me an awful lot of opportunity, and I'm very grateful for that. Women in Tax events are an important part of being a female member of the Tax Institute. The numbers, however you dissect them and break them up, we are still the minority in the membership. And it's a way of recognising and acknowledging the contribution that the female members make to the tax profession. I'm the co-chair of the Women in Tax Committee in Victoria, and we put on 2 major events each year. They've ranged from panel sessions to judges speaking. We've had Karen Payne, the CEO of the Board of Taxation, come and speak to us. So we always try and obtain high-profile women who've been very successful in their careers, who can inspire, who can share their stories, and allow younger women, and look, it's not confined to women, but that's primarily our target, of course, to gain a better understanding of how they can develop and progress and what opportunities await them. What I love about the Women in Tax events, I think back to the first event that I went to as a delegate. It was a lunch where Justice Jennifer Davies spoke, And I looked around the room at all these women who were hanging off every word she said. And I was so inspired and so proud of what we have achieved as women in this profession that I went back to my office and I sent an email to every one of my female colleagues, and I thanked them for their contribution, for being who they were, and for the quality of the work they do. And that's the sort of thing that if you can go to a lunch or an event like this and that inspires you, that can change not just your whole day, but your thought process in the years to come. It's important.